It's that time. It's Talking
What time
Guys
is it?
podcast. Too late, actually. Too late in the day for that.
Not too late. It's never too late.
Sound like those are song lyrics somewhere.
No,
Nope.
definitely not. Made them
Okay.
up myself.
Original from his brain.
I also wrote the song. Whatever.
Yeah,
Mhm.
nice. Episode 47 of the Talking Guys, airing tomorrow or today, whenever you watch it. Just depends. Or it aired last week or a month ago. I don't know. Whenever you're watching this video in the future, let us know how the future is because we're still in COVID. So let us know in the comments when that ends, just so we get a rough idea.
We don't believe in COVID over here, so.
And fun
State
fact
does not
is,
believe it.
5 more episodes, guys, after today. No, wait, 47. So, yeah, 5 more episodes. I was doing the math right. 5 more episodes, and if you watched it once a week, it would take you an entire year to catch up.
Yeah, but I'm most likely certain that we've already exceeded a year due to a couple episodes that we had to.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying if
Yeah.
you watched an episode a week, in 5 more episode a week,
Man, look at you with that
it'll take you
homeschool math,
a
Patrick.
whole year to get through it.
I'm honestly
That's some
super
content right there.
impressed. He knows how many
Yeah.
weeks are in a year and also how
Yeah.
many episodes we put out. It's kind of
Yeah.
impressive.
So
Doesn't
you tell me
matter
if you
it's
were to
the-
watch another 57 episodes, it would take you 2 years. If we filmed another 57.
No, 57 would be a year and 5 weeks. So a year, a month, and a week. So
No,
1,
2
1, 1.
years.
That's cool.
It'd be 2 years.
I like that.
Right?
Word.
57. If we filmed 57 more episodes after this, it
Oh,
would take you,
57 more episodes? Wow.
yeah, it would take
yeah.
you 2 years to watch all of it.
Yeah.
If you did
If
one
you
a week.
watched it once a week.
Say they're only about an hour long. You could.
We're going to have to get to 365
If you really wanted to.
episodes in order to make somebody have to watch once a day in order to catch up.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Hey, people keep watching the show, we'll keep making it, so let's get there.
Hey,
All right. Sounds like
Yeah.
a plan.
Yeah, let us know, like I said in the comments, when COVID's over. It's, still a thing. I heard it on the internet. I didn't read it. I heard it that they're now deeming the current generation of children being born COVID C. And they said any children born between 2015 and 2030. That's Generation C. Just due to the impact of pretty much everything. The next 10 years. It's
So 21 to 30?
No, 2015.
2015 to 30, damn.
Yeah, that's the Gen C. Well,
And
because
the
a
Gen
lot of
Z
children
is the
now
one
that
before?
are 5, 6 years old, they're going to have to deal with it the next 10 years and growing up during this. So it's
Still
going to be
waiting
some
to
time
grow
before normal's a thing again. But I'd heard that AT&T Ballpark, Globe Life Park, Texas Ranger Stadium, whatever they're calling it, I don't know. They change the name every so often. They plan to have a full stadium for opening day, which I think is coming up soon, in a couple weeks. I don't really follow baseball that much, but the Texas Rangers are planning on having, which is kind of disappointing because last season was the opening, or supposed to be the opening, of the brand new stadium that had been built.
Wait. Hold on. So they built a new baseball stadium?
Last year it was supposed to open last year. It did open last year, but it wasn't really used. And
Why?
they used it for the World Series, actually, which was kind of, I don't know if, someone's gonna probably correct me. As far as I'm aware, it's the first time that neither home team has played. Obviously, with the way the World Series works is, it's best of 7, and depending on who has, I believe it's if you win you have the American League and the National League. Whoever wins the All-Star game. I couldn't think of it for some reason. Whoever wins the All-Star game gets home field advantage during the World Series.
Which makes the All-Star game actually semi-important.
It actually makes,
so they take
and
it
it's
serious.
also played kind of in the middle of the season. Well, it used to be that the NFL didn't have a week in between, so you'd actually play the Super Bowl following the championship games, and the week after the Super Bowl, the Pro Bowl would air, and players from the Super Bowl would actually go and play the following week at the Pro Bowl.
Really?
2009, I believe, 2008, 2009, I think was the last year they did that.
I think that's
So.
kind of. I wonder why they changed that. Probably not. Probably nobody cares, but interesting.
Yeah. So
Nonetheless.
yeah, last season I believe it's Globe Life Park. I think is the actual official name. I believe
That sounds official to me.
AT&T Stadium. Is it Globe Life Stadium now? I don't know where the Cowboys played.
So does it fit 250,000 people?
No, nowhere even close to that.
Wow.
I don't even know if it fits.
Disappointing.
100,000. It might fit closer, but it actually, I believe, it fits less people than the previous ballpark.
Really?
Because it's got more luxury seating and box seats.
Because
with
smaller
suites.
is better.
So
this
is the, I guess, official re-debut of the park, and they plan to have full capacity coming up here in the next couple of weeks. It's weird because the previous stadium I think was 25 years old, and they decided that it was too old, so they made a new one.
25.
Where's the new one located? Is it still in Arlington?
Yeah, it's still in Arlington. It's actually across. It's like so the Cowboy Stadium and the Rangers ballpark are like across from each other.
Yeah.
This is like next to it, and Texas Live I think is down there too.
And what are they using the old stadium
for?
They were using it for concerts, and the XFL, so the Dallas Renegades, played there, and they were supposed to continue playing there. Obviously with COVID and everything, they've pushed it back. And I think in next season, the XFL is coming back. No, it's Dwayne Johnson actually bought it.
Oh,
and
wow!
I think they're supposed to bring the XFL back with all the same teams, 2022, I believe. So, no idea. I think they're just going to use it as another venue until it's deemed useless, and they'll probably demolish it. But yeah, 25 years old. I don't think it's that old of a ballpark. But
speaking of buying something, I read this article yesterday about this person that bought a $560,000 house in California, and they paid the person, and then because of COVID, California won't evict anybody, and the person just refuses to move out. So it's been an entire year, and they bought this $560,000 house. The guy's not taking care of the outside; everything's dying. The trees are dying. He's not watering anything, not mowing the lawn, but he refuses to leave the house. So God knows what's happening to the inside.
$560,000 in California doesn't get you a very big house, does it?
Apparently, it was a really nice house. It was their dream home. They've been wanting it for a while, and it went on the market. And the guy really was desperately in need of the cash, apparently. So he sold the house and then wouldn't move out. Isn't that crazy, dude? A whole year, and they still have yet to get to live in the house.
I don't know enough about selling houses and buying houses, but I would have assumed they would have been paid once they vacated, right?
No, they paid him all the money.
Is that a normal thing? Is that a normal thing to do? Is you pay someone up front and then you hope that they leave?
Well, because this doesn't normally happen, and in normal times, right? The cops would get involved and they would evict him, and they would forcibly evict him out of the house if he wouldn't leave.
So this has been going on for a year now?
Yeah, a whole year.
And there's
nothing they can do.
Course of action.
Cops say they can't do anything because of the moratorium on evictions that's been put in place by the state.
And yeah, so but some lawyer would have to get involved, right?
Right. So they're like.
And there was I'm assuming a contract was most likely signed that said, yes, this is now your home.
No, it's theirs legally.
Everything,
right, but all the paperwork, everything has been signed.
He no longer owns the house.
Right.
Would he not be considered like a squatter?
California doesn't care about that.
Yeah. But, nice. They don't want to evict people during COVID because they can't pay for the house.
From what I've heard, that if you refuse to leave the house, then they can't make you anyways.
Yeah, so one less reason to move there, I guess.
Who needs more reasons not to live?
So apparently they've in contact with lawyers. They're going through the proper channels in the courts, but the judges and everything have refused to make a decision, or it's not gotten to them yet to where they get to make a decision
Wow.
on whether they can forcibly remove the guy and like ignore the moratorium, something like that. Complicated word. Can't speak. Anyways, I thought that was just crazy.
It's one of those 5-point words.
Like imagine spending $500,000 and then you're like, you know what? We're gonna take a little hiatus. You get to use it in a couple of years. Just hold on. And they paid him cash, like down front. Apparently, whoever these people are, they're rich.
Well,
So they're
if
probably
they have
okay.
that much money,
Yeah.
not actual advice here, guys. You pay then someone to forcibly remove this person from the residence.
Yeah. You would.
And then if he attempts to come back, then you call the police for breaking and entering.
Oh, and
You just need him to
side
step off
fact
the lot
was
once, right?
What was this at?
You just need him to step off the lot once.
Yeah, just once, and then he's trespassing after that.
the guy, right? The person who bought the house went to mow the lawn and like take care of the outside because it is their house, so it's their property, so he can be on the property, right? You just can't force the guy to leave. And he was trying to like mow the grass and like, water stuff. And so the guy went out there and cut all the sprinkler lines so that the lawn would die, so he can't do anything about it.
If I'm the new
Isn't that
homeowner,
crazy? Oh, I would be so mad, dude.
So are the people that purchase a property, are they able to go inside?
No. I don't think they've ever been given keys. He never let him move in. Never let him into the house.
I feel like if they own it, they can hire a locksmith. They can kick a door down. They can do it like if they own it.
So that's what I do is either break the door down forcibly or the key, and then you go in and remove all of the toilets, and then you force this guy out from the inside.
Sounds like the kind of guy who would just shit in a room and leave it.
Jesus, imagine that. Yeah, so welcome to Crib Life. That's my shitter room. Don't go in there. It's actually full of shit all over the floor. It smells. Just don't even go there.
Sounds like the kind of guy who would do that though. Like he seems like a wonderful human being.
I mean, honestly, you could just make a latrine out back. You know, it's not that complicated. Dig a hole, put something like a hole, and then like some boards with a hole on top of it. Good to go.
And you said that they had it was actual cash, or
for the most part, it's
because if I'm paying with some sort of card, I'm then contacting my bank and then telling them this is a fraudulent charge.
Because from what I read in the article, it made it seem like the house would be worth more than $560K, but the guy was like, "I need the money," so he was willing to take less for the house if they were able to give direct like cash, straight up just cash. So it was instantly like liquid, so he could spend and use the money however he wanted. So they literally gave this guy $560,000 worth of money that he can instantly spend, use, do whatever he wants with. It's not tied up in some payment. It's not a loan. It's literally straight just money into his bank account. And they still don't have the house. I'm like that.
Straight cash on me.
Anyways, I just read it and I was like, I can't believe this. This is crazy, man. A whole year. And it started in January 2020. So it was actually before COVID. And he wouldn't leave for 3 months and they still couldn't get him evicted. And then COVID happened and they were like, oh, sorry, you can't evict him.
Wow.
So, yeah, as of today, which is actually probably now it's a year and 3 months or something. These people still have not had their home. I'd be pissed. I don't know what I'd do. But you got to be careful, because even though it's not fair, if you do something wrong and it's like against the law, then you can still be held liable and get in lots of trouble, even if it's 100% not fair.
That'd be unfortunate if there happened to be like a gas leak or something inside the house, and something happened.
I mean, especially since California doesn't have things like castle laws or anything like that, stand your ground or any of that stuff. You can't you get in trouble for trying to do that stuff. But honestly, this is what you get for buying a house in California. Your mistake.
Dude, you can get
your mistake.
Yeah, I think it's against the law in California. Look at someone wrong.
Against the law in California to do anything except it is, extremely okay and paid to be homeless. Everything else is against the law.
Whoa, that's just a part of California. There's not lots of nice parts in California. Okay.
Yep.
It's a beautiful state.
Yep.
Beautiful state. Great weather.
Yep.
Sure. Speaking of weather, before the podcast started, Seth, you mentioned possibly not moving back to Texas. Any particular reason?
You're not supposed to say that on here.
Oh, I'm not.
Whoa.
Well, it's fine now.
Oh, well.
As soon as we go live, my phone won't shut up. But all right. No, I mean, I have no plans on going back to Texas. I don't. It's for one, let's go with weather. You said weather. I hate the weather there. It's always like an oven. No seasons. It's just hot and hotter.
It's only hot for like 9 months.
It's pretty much flat and boring.
Well, it's either 100 degrees or 0 degrees. Okay.
Like it'll get cold for like a day or two, maybe a week. But I mean, even though we've barely been here, we got to actually experience real weather. It's been nice. It's gonna keep going.
What the temperature's been like there?
For the
all
most
over
part,
the place.
a little bit cold.
50s,
more on the chilly side.
50s-ish, 40s.
The last 2 days have been amazing, though.
Yeah, I mean,
so nice outside.
Literally, Micah was just visiting, and we went for a walk at a park or a nature walk thing that's like 15 minutes from the house, and it was insanely beautiful. Didn't sweat at all. Like, it was just like comfortable. There were multiple little waterfalls we walked by and all sorts of stuff. Like, it's a nice place.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
And
I want to get a bike and start
if
mountain
you're not
biking.
particularly a fan of nature,
well, I mean, you've got the I mean, so
I'm just saying hypothetically,
itself,
if that wasn't like your biggest thing, would you actually move
I mean,
back?
the city itself, it has all sorts of stuff. Like, I mean, it feels like Arlington, but with weather. Like, traffic's not horrible, but I mean, there's traffic, but same thing you get in Arlington. It's I'm like tons of different food options, tons of different shopping options.
Most important thing, which is really good if you're like a extreme recluse, by you saying, not an outside person. If you just want to stay indoors all the time and never leave your house, a gig up, a gig down, internet. So
you'll have fiber.
30, 20 millisecond ping on most games. I mean, you're pretty much sitting high and mighty. Yeah.
So get this.
So why would you ever leave?
On Micah's computer, downloaded Warzone or Call of Duty, the entire game, in like 7 to 10 minutes. Brand new 75 gig download, 7 to 10 minutes.
I think mine takes like 15 maybe.
Yeah, it's the best internet I've probably
in Louisiana
ever had,
when I downloaded
sure.
it was like 30.
Yeah. And the internet in Louisiana wasn't that bad, but this is just better. It
wasn't bad.
And the ping is way better too. So we actually have better ping.
Yeah, I don't think you're part of the group chat, but Seth, did you receive the picture I sent last night to the group chat regarding the up and download speeds?
I don't think. I honestly I have not been looking at my phone much. So
yeah, I just happened to randomly because I've got T-Mobile as my silver fighter, and I happened to randomly decide to do a speed test. I was at 256 down and like 58 up. So like that's pretty good,
Yeah.
I don't know where it just that's on LTE 4G, not 5G.
Hey, I've been saying this for a while, dude. Literally, when I was living in Greenville, and this was 5 years ago when we didn't even have as good. No joke. People aren't gonna believe this, but I literally could play Call of Duty. Call of Duty, 10-man lobbies for hours with little to no lag. Once in a blue moon, it would lag out and it would like kick me out of the game or whatever, and I'd have to like turn off my turn off my hotspot and turn it back on. And then after about 15 days of playing COD, I would get slow data. They would restrict me, my bandwidth. But no joke, I could play COD for about 15 days, like a lot of time every day. Um, and I had better internet than the hardwire, the connection that you could get, the best connection you could get where they lived in Greenville.
Wow.
So the internet has come a long ways when it comes to wireless, especially on like these big networks like T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon. I mean, you can get some insane speeds, and it's only going to get faster.
Well, you'd hope so,
So
because America's pretty far down the list in regards to speeds, at least globally. We're lagging behind quite a bit.
no, we're actually the best at everything. I don't
Oh
know
yeah.
where this is coming from, but
These are facts.
fastest people, fastest internet, everything.
Yeah. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but it most likely is with what you just said. The different network providers, they have a monopoly on the speeds, and controlling how fast and how much we get, and slowly increasing it, and then increasing the price and pretending
Hmm.
they're doing us a favor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
it's
man, that
definitely.
was back in the day.
That's not a
Greenville.
conspiracy theory. I'm pretty sure that's just true.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like a
Uh,
nut job over here. But
but
yeah, back in the
there's at least like 3 or 4 of them, and they kind of compete with each other. So like, I feel like that semi keeps the prices reasonable instead of just like outrageous. Because if there was like 1 or 2, they'd probably just like get together. And I definitely don't think they like love each other and want to work together. Like they fight all the time about making theirs the biggest network, and everybody else is terrible compared to theirs. Like that's AT&T's selling point now. Has been for years. The most coverage across the United States of America, except for when you drive on a highway. No, I'm just
yeah,
kidding. Okay. The T-Mobile's like that too. You go into a city, great. Go out into the middle for a long time. You would go out into the middle of nowhere, driving in between like big cities, no connection.
yep,
Although I have noticed it's gotten better the last few years. So I don't know if they
Where's
bought
the
more
investment there
satellites or
though?
what.
Like, of course, it's not going to be a priority. You got to get your cities right and fast, and then maybe the few people who live outside of the city or drive between.
Yeah. It sucks, man. That's the only downside to living in the country, in my opinion. I think country living outside of like town city limits and like out a little bit, it's so peaceful, it's so quiet. You get a lot more land when you buy houses or any kind of property. And it's way more peaceful, but the internet is terrible because they don't want to spend the money to build the lines because the
yeah.
lines
There's
cost
no
so much
infrastructure out there.
and there's not enough profit to be made, right?
I also feel like
So
the
they're
small town country people are also fight all that stuff.
yeah,
Anytime someone's like, "Hey, we were gonna build a cell tower," you're like, no, I don't want COVID." Or
Yeah,
yeah, that's probably true. I feel like they just are like, no, you don't want it, man. I've been having my dial up for years, and
I
it was
mean,
good enough then. It'll be
yep.
good enough now.
Yeah,
don't be messed with my kilobits.
Obviously,
one of the
there's
small
probably more than
towns
Southerners that are like that, but
one of the small towns I worked in or drove through whenever I was working, they had a sign that said some company, I don't know who it was, is of the devil. Like that's literally what the billboard said. Like,
Wow.
no idea what the company is for, what they're trying to do, but they're just probably trying to build a warehouse or something. But yeah, I'm just like, nice.
polluting the environment.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier with the different ads. They all advertise that it's the fastest, and they say tested reliability, blah blah blah, and and it's always rated, and it'll have certain awards they've been given. But down at the bottom it says 2015, 2016, 2017. It's like 3 years running. It's like, no, that was like 6 years ago.
3 years running.
Same
when
thing
no one
with the Chevy.
Yeah, that's what
the
I was
Chevy
gonna say.
commercials a while
But
back. They got the
you beat me
the
to
JD
it.
the JD Power Awards, whatever that means, and it would show 3 years running, 4 years running, but the statistic is like 2 or 3 years out of date.
Yeah.
But hey, a couple years ago they won the award a few times.
Yeah.
They
So
were
None of it turned, though.
if you buy that truck
buy
from
that
that
model.
year,
Yep.
you might get a really nice truck.
You get the
But
best
if you
truck
buy the
compared to the other ones in that year.
yeah,
compared
in
to the
that
new
year.
ones.
Now the previous year might have been the best truck ever, but 2017 had the best truck of 2017, which might not mean much, but it means
It's better
something
than
to
all the other
somebody.
2017 trucks.
Because let me tell you, when I bought my truck, that's what I was looking for. Who had the most awards? Who had the most stars and extra things on it? And I was
Yeah.
like, that's the truck I
I have
want
a
to
whole
buy.
list. I have a whole list of gold stars that I've received. It's kind of great.
Gold stars.
Yep, gold stars that I get for being excellent in school.
Oh, word. Same. I remember my mom used to have a little like chart and we'd put gold stars on it when we did our chores. And if we like did them all every week, we would like get a reward. Dope. Back in the
Yeah.
day.
So speaking of,
Hmm.
my girlfriend's cousin was in town this week for spring break. She's 15, and we were talking the other day because we all gone to the mall, a bunch of us, and I'd brought up how years ago when I was a child, Pizza Hut
Oh no.
had this reading program. You guys probably remember this, where if you read so many books, you got a
Personal
token.
pan pizza.
Yeah, you got a little
Yes,
personal, exactly,
sir.
personal pan pizza.
I do remember.
And she looks at me like, like I'm an idiot. And she's
What's a
like,
book?
no, no, she didn't say that, but she's like, was that enough pizza for you? I'm like, yeah, I was like 8 or 9. As a kid, that's
It was
perfect.
so cool to get my own personal pan pizza. Yeah, I
Yeah,
do remember
but it
that.
didn't hit me until we started talking about current stars and celebrities. Um, I mentioned Tom Cruise, and she looks at me and says, "Who's Tom Cruise?" At
No,
that
she did
exact
not.
moment, yes, she did. At that exact moment, I felt so old because she's in the generation where they listen to Izzo, Sizzo, Izzard, Izzo, or some. I don't know. She started listing names I had never heard of, but I guess they're all like TikTokers.
Yeah, the TikTok people that I have never known that apparently are like crazy famous.
Yeah, and there's there's
Not
a
important to me.
Doge Cat, Dodge Cat or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
I don't know. She's some. Anyways,
I looked up her video.
they're
once.
watching a music video on the
do it.
TV right through YouTube, and it's one of her first. I'm guessing it's one of her first videos, and basically the lyrics go, "Moo bitch, I'm a cow,"
Yup.
and it's just that
I've
repeated
seen that
over
video.
and over and over. And I said, "This has probably got like 1 million views, right? There's no way." The
Oh,
only
no.
reason it has the views is because she's got boobs, right? And
And the lyrics are wonderful. Oh.
Yeah,
yes.
come on now. Come on
You're
now.
right. You're right. Anyways,
Inspiring.
it has I think 84 million views.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, man, what happened? Because I had no idea who any of these names were. And I don't know. To me, I don't think any of them are going to be relevant in 10 years. That's just an opinion I have. I mean, I could be completely wrong. But yeah, when I was asked who Tom Cruise was, I
You
felt
know,
bad.
it's
sad.
so funny that you
So
bring
sad.
that up because literally yesterday was watching a video on YouTube from one of my guys that I watch all the time. He's a League of Legends streamer, and he was literally the beginning of his video. He talked about that for like 5 minutes about how somebody he knew was like throwing all these names down from people from TikTok, and he was like, "Dude, why am I doing all this? Why do I make all these videos, sit on here and play this dumb game every day and get mad? I could have just been a TikToker. Like
Exactly.
I made a TikTok 4 years ago, and if I just put more work into it, I could have just been a TikToker now, you know, and you guys could have hated on me in my comment section instead of live, and I would have been happier, and we all would have been better. But instead, I have to deal with you toxic people every day. It was so funny, and I was like, that's kind of true, man. Like, who would have
Yeah.
thought?
Quick disclaimer: nothing against her cousin. Obviously, it's a generational thing. So
Yeah,
I don't bring that up to poke fun. Just want to throw that out there. But it was more of just exactly what you said,
You
Patrick.
sound
It's just-
literally like my parents about hair bands and stuff. And then when I started listening to real music, Like, oh, what is this trash?
Yeah, but
Uh,
yeah, I felt old. But TikTok is basically the new Vine, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's similar, isn't it?
Yeah, similar.
yeah.
Now, Vine was bought by Facebook, right? 'Cause I
Sure.
thought they were
It
bought
was
by a
definitely
company, and
bought.
then okay,
I
I
don't know
thought
if it
when
was
they were
bought by.
bought, they kind of went under after that because they got
Well,
like absorbed.
they
Right?
closed it down. Yeah.
Okay.
They do that a lot. It's like a way to they buy the idea basically,
Yeah.
and then they shut the idea down, and then use that idea to make their own idea based off of it.
Yeah,
And
so YouTube's
so,
actually got a new thing
yeah,
just like that, where it's
yeah.
YouTube Shorts, I think, and it's
hmm
essentially
I
like
I
a
watch
TikTok.
them. Once in a while, I'll see something, and it's like so clickbaity. I'm like, okay, I have to see what this is, and I'll watch it. Um, and
Yeah.
I'm sometimes I actually learn something, but a lot of times I'm highly disappointed. Like I
Yeah,
literally
'cause
saw one
TikTok's been around for over a year now, right?
16 million views. Do you know what it was?
It's got to be close. Yeah, at least.
How to change a
No,
tire.
it's been more than a year.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I first made a TikTok when I was still in Lafayette. Because
Oh, it's been
yeah, I had a friend who she's gonna be TikTok famous, and she asked me to follow her. So I
Yeah.
followed her. She's not
Yeah.
yet posted a video. I'm just
No.
Guys, I
No,
don't even have an
TikTok's
account.
famous.
I don't even have an account.
yeah, she made it for me and everything. I'm like, here, make an account. She followed herself and then hasn't posted a video.
Yeah.
No, some of
Alright, I'm
okay, so
glad we did
I
this.
do I don't have an account, but I get links sent to me sometimes in like a group chat, and then links will then lead to related videos and sometimes unrelated videos. Some are actually kind of interesting though, like the I don't know, they're not really life hacks, but like life lesson ones where it's like, how to change a tire, how to cook a specific dish, how
hmm
to get a stain out of something, actual useful,
Yeah,
knowledgeable
I mean,
videos.
there's some good TikTok stuff. I follow a few and I get on occasion. Like some people do some cool stuff. Some people, just do funny stuff. But most of TikTok is those fucking dances. Like
Yes.
that's all people do is do the same dance, or the other one where they just play an audio track and they mouth their way through the audio track. I'm like,
With subtitles,
why?
right?
No, they just literally
Sometimes.
they talk like they are the ones saying it, but they're not the ones saying it. I'm like,
hmm
original, great,
Oh, I think I've
keep
seen
going.
those.
I'm bad and bougie. Na, na,
But no,
na, na,
actually,
na.
to
Yeah.
your point, Seth, with some of the dancing, um, it can be kind of, I don't want to say dangerous. Uh, Maybe dangerous is the right word because you have a lot of younger children,
Yes.
specifically girls, emulating dances that are typically designed for an older audience.
hmm
And then you have a pedophile.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it could really attract a lot of people like that. That specifically
It
target
could
young children
definitely at least
dancing
build up
erotically.
a stalker list. Like
Yeah. They've actually
make it
had
pretty easy.
problems with that and tried to address it, etc. Um, I can't remember all the things they've done, but it was a big thing about maybe a year ago. I feel like they were talking all about that and how it was too easy to access through comments and stuff, getting in contact with these people. And sometimes you have somebody who's really young and somebody who's a lot older is talking to them on a frequent basis through the comment section, etc. And you don't have to really know anybody or friend them or it be approved by anybody, because it's basically just like public. So anybody can talk to you.
What
So it
the
was
best
I
what the
can't
best
remember what they
option
did, but there's something they did to try and like alleviate that.
what
And
the
I
best
think it
option would
helped.
be to have like an age limit. Like you when you create your account, you verify you are X amount of years old, maybe like 16, right? Because I thought Facebook for a time at least you had to be a certain age to sign up for a Facebook account, or at least it was in the terms of
Yeah, oh,
service, right?
come
I
on,
think
bro.
so, but
I'm just saying, okay, look,
yeah,
and then
actually
if
I
it's
know
found
so
out that
because
this account
I
is
had lied on my
posting
Facebook.
videos, it's a younger girl or boy or whatever dancing or doing something, that maybe shouldn't be done, because they're copying, some popular dance or whatever, then it is found out that they are violating terms and their account's closed. Because I mean, they make
Yeah.
enough money that they would have a moderation team that could sift through.
They're too late though.
No.
Like maybe if
Yeah.
they would have started it like that, but now you've got 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds who are making money through TikTok.
Now, I'd heard one of the
so
reasons
now
it doesn't
you
have
try
that is
you try
because
and restrict their ages and stuff, and now all of a
Mhm.
sudden you've got people like suing for money lost and whatnot.
Blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
well, I thought I'd read somewhere that they said the reason they didn't have that or the amount of guidelines or restrictions was less is because it wasn't not like it wasn't an American company because it's
Yeah.
based in China, and they've got a lot less, I don't know, rules, I guess, when it comes to stuff like that.
Yep.
Which is
Yep.
weird because then you turn around, it's the complete opposite. All the porn, everything's all censored, which makes
No sense.
yeah. But then
Yes.
this is okay, I guess.
Yep.
China's weird. So is California, considering $560,000 pretty much wasted.
They'll get it eventually. You just, this is one of those things where, hard work, determination, that fighting spirit, it's gonna go a long way. You just
Fighting spirit.
perseverance, willpower. You've got it. Eventually, somebody's gonna cave. Okay.
Yeah,
Somebody will.
man.
Man,
Well,
you lost my train of thought by switching it like that because I had something to say, related but not related, and now I can't remember what it was.
I got something that is not related. I
Uh-huh.
I watched the Zack Snyder Justice League today. Um, really good, like really good considering the
Is that a
original.
new one that came out?
All right, so 2017 is when the original Justice League was released, right?
Right.
Sure.
Zack Snyder was the director, and I believe due to conflicts of interest regarding the direction of the film, alongside his daughter, I believe his daughter had passed away, he stepped down, and Joss Whedon, who was the director of Avengers, who was he had some supporting role. He then took over and finished the film,
Okay.
and the film tanked for good reason.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
It
I
was
I remember that. I did go see it and I was disappointed.
yeah.
That
Well,
was the one where they had Superman and Batman fight and he was like in this bat suit that was like,
no, that was Batman v Superman: Dawn of
oh,
Justice
okay.
that came out
Okay.
you know sometime before that. Because I
Maybe I
believe
never
that came out in
saw the Justice
2015.
League. I don't know.
That's one with Cyborg and Aquaman and the Flash.
The Flash from the series, right? On Netflix, correct?
No,
That younger one or no?
no, yeah, no. The Flash on this is Ezra Miller.
So, anyways, continue.
Anyways, after after some time the movie had been released, it was found out that there was an uncut version because Zack Snyder had filmed over 5 hours worth of content, and people wanted him to release that. And a few years later, 70 million dollars, and I could be wrong on the exact number. And thousands of hours later, HBO picked up um, and released the Snyder Cut, which is what came out this last week. And it's actually 4 hours and 2 minutes. Is
Oh
the
my
runtime.
gosh.
It's
Okay.
it's worth it
It's
because
actually good, huh?
That is long.
yes,
It's so long.
That's the
one of the
longest single
one of
movie
the
I've
longest
heard of in
movies
a
I think
minute.
I've watched, and that's considering I've watched the ultimate cut of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, which I think was 3.5 hours. Endgame was 3.5 hours. You have the extended Lord of the Rings trilogy, which are
Yeah, those
three
were
hour,
whew.
half hours, 3 hours 45 minutes.
Mhm.
Well worth it. Also, they've been released on 4K Blu-ray now, so plan on picking them up soon.
Ooh, those. Sorry, that's gonna redirect us.
No,
We'll
no,
come
no,
back
no.
to me.
We'll come back to that. Yeah. Anyways, one of the main issues with the original movie was there was not a lot of setup, and things kind of happened off screen. and you were just kind of expected to understand it, right? And the other big issue was at the time, the actor that plays Superman, Henry Cavill, was also in Mission Impossible Fallout, and he had a mustache for that role.
Okay.
And Paramount said that they were not going to have him remove the mustache for Justice League, and so they digitally removed it for the movie, and they did an incredibly poor job to the fact it became a meme. Well, they fixed that. I know it's a small thing, but they fixed that in this film, alongside setting things up. A lot more backstories given for certain characters. The Flash and Cyborg in particular actually have scenes that were completely cut from the original movie. There's a lot of content that was cut, clearly, with the runtime being as
So
long as
it's
it is.
still the same movie, just with additional stuff added in.
I would
Correct.
say it's about 90% new, 10% old movie.
Really?
And it has a satisfying ending. There's even so they actually 6 parts during the movie, and then an epilogue. The epilogue itself is 40 minutes long. It's unfortunate because it ends where it's supposed to set up future movies,
Mm-hmm.
but those future movies are never going to happen because
Really?
this was supposed to come out 4 years ago, and
My,
DC pretty much canceled all of the future movies. Now Shazam and
no,
Aquaman
that's
came out
not true
after.
because I feel like what you're saying though, it's like, okay, if it ends up becoming really popular, they could very well say, you know what, Jack Snyder can make more movies.
What's this thing? So
Because at the time, right, the first one flopped. So obviously, if it flopped real bad, they're going to be like wary. But if this one does better, makes some money, and people positively review it, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is awesome," I feel like they'll probably make more movies because they want to make money. And anything they'll make
so
money. Do.
Ben Affleck dropped out, right? Because
Oh, oh.
he was supposed to continue with his own movie, with Deathstroke being the villain. And it's the same actor from the Arrow television show
Mm-hmm.
that played Deathstroke in that, Slade Wilson. That never happened because Ben Affleck dropped out. Henry Cavill then dropped out, and then it was teased he was coming back to play the part, but I don't think it was officially announced that he was. And then Ezra Miller, I believe, had physical abuse allegations, and so it's uncertain whether or not he will continue playing the Flash. Right now, you had Wonder Woman that came out. Wonder Woman 84 came out this last Christmas. You had Shazam, and then you had Aquaman. All three came out after this movie. Well, after the original Justice League. And the whole, I don't know, I believe the whole universe for that series is expected to get rebooted, with the Batman starring Robert Pattinson whenever that gets released. So we'll see. Great movie. If you've got the time, like I said, it's 4 hours. It's
Where do you watch this at?
HBO Max.
Hey, we got
Only
HBO.
only streaming on HBO Max.
How long? Is there a date like they did for previous movies that have been released, like whatever that one was we talked about the other day with Denzel?
Yeah.
Do we
So
have
we
a
actually,
limited time space of when we can watch it before it goes away?
so for that one, I actually don't believe so because it was something they had advertised pretty heavily before HBO Max came out. That it was going to be, the big selling point of the streaming service was that they're going to have the exclusivity for the Snyder Cut.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but no, I believe it was The Little Things was the movie
Yes.
that you were talking
Yep.
about. Well,
The little
anyways,
things.
girlfriend and I were watching that the day it was supposed to be taken off. We got halfway through the movie, and then they took it off the platform.
No, they did not.
Yes,
And they
so
don't let you finish the movie?
no, we didn't get to finish it,
Wow. That
which sucks
sucks.
because I was really enjoying it. I don't want.
Yeah.
I'm not looking into anything about it because I don't want to be spoiled. Um, but I think
It was good,
eventually,
right?
yeah, I
Definitely worth
liked
the watch.
we liked because it was really suspenseful. I love movies
Yeah.
like that.
It's a
like
slow burner. It just builds and builds and builds,
like
and
the
you're like,
Zodiac, with
yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal and Mark Ruffalo and Robert Downey Jr. Really suspenseful movie. I love movies like that, edge of the seat, where it's just you don't really know what's going to happen next, and then everything kind of catches you off guard. Great movie. Right now they've got Tom and Jerry, and I think the next movie after Tom and Jerry is going to be uh, King Kong versus Godzilla. I think that's the next movie that's supposed to come out.
Interesting.
But I would imagine because they're all Warner Brothers based licensing, that they will eventually will come back to HBO Max. It's just
Mhm.
for a time because they
They
want to
rotate
release
them
them.
in and out.
Yeah, well, they're releasing them in theaters. Like right now, The Little
Oh,
Things is playing in select cinemas.
really?
Yeah,
The
and so
ones
I
that
would.
didn't go out of business. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay.
All two
Cool.
that are still existing. Um, I would assume that
Someone bought
eventually,
this. Alright.
eventually they'll come back to HBO Max. It's just they're going to try to recover some of the money that was spent
Yeah.
through ticket sales. So speaking of Kong versus Godzilla, I had watched King Kong Skull Island
Mhm.
recently, and then immediately afterwards we watched the Godzilla King of the Monsters. And I had seen the original Godzilla, the one with Bryan Cranston in 2014, but it's not on there. So we watched the two that were, and I don't know if you had seen Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's the one that came out a few years ago.
No.
It's not great, not great at all.
Yeah, I could just tell. I swear to God, I saw previews and was like, yeah, I'm gonna skip.
But Kong Skull Island's really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one with.
Isn't that the one with Jack Black? Or is
No,
that a
that's
different
King
one?
Kong. That's the one directed by Steven
That's
Jackson from
Jumanji.
2005.
I actually like that one. Did you like it? I felt like it was a long movie, but I felt like it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that one was almost 3 hours, I think.
Yeah.
And then, did you ever play the game that came out for it? That the game on the Xbox
Mm-mm.
360.
No.
Yeah, so it's actually on record as one of the easiest games to 1,000 with the gamer score with the achievement points. So a lot of people solely bought it for that reason.
So
I actually
dumb.
kind of I liked it, but yeah, I did get it for the achievement points.
Ridiculous. Like, who cares?
At the time, I cared.
Xbox is gonna be irrelevant, man. No, I don't think so.
PC Master Race.
PC, yeah, PC Master.
Yeah, I actually haven't really touched gaming really lately. You ever heard of a game called Slay the Spire?
Nope.
No. All right, we'll talk about that maybe next week. I know Seth has a thought. I don't want it to get too far off a rabbit trail.
Well,
Stay
I
tuned
mean-
next week for talk of Slay the Spire and what we're currently playing. But you got to wait for that because it's coming up. Seth,
Okay.
what did you have earlier?
I was just wondering if either of you have seen the new, like, I think it's the 4K Nano TV. If you looked at it. Oh, if you get a
what's the
chance to
Nano?
go by a I don't know, Target, Walmart, whatever, whoever has TVs on display, look at it.
Or Best Buy if that's still around.
I don't like Best Buy. But it's got a lot of super cool stuff. Like, I mean, it looks so good. Like, I was looking at it right next to a 4K TV, and it looked like you could reach into the screen and grab the, like, leaves with water on them that they were showing you. Like, it was insane.
Nice and nanos. So it's like the iPod Nano. My sister had one of those.
Yeah, it's the iPod Nano, but they made it slightly bigger.
Yeah.
Not
With
that big
with the
now,
4K
instead of-
screen.
instead of that big.
But it runs off Apple, so you know it's gonna run right.
What brand
selling
is it? Is
point.
it specific to one brand?
It's L. Yeah, it's L.
Because LG's got those really like pencil thin TVs. I think they're like the crystal TVs. I think is what they're called.
Yeah.
They're actually thinner than a pencil. Now the base in the back is but then the actual screen when it goes up is about thinner than a pencil. But you said 4K Nano.
Yeah,
4K Nano.
that was
Yep.
pretty cool.
I
What was
saw
the
another
price?
one that
It
I
was
think
like
it was
1,500.
There's
For a 55, I think it was.
Oh.
that's too much, dude. Hell no.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, because you can
Five
get
grand
you
for a
get a 4K
TV?
for about $700.
No, he said 15. I thought you said 1,500.
1,500.
Oh, I thought you said 55. I was like,
Oh.
hell no, dude.
1,500.
No,
but
Not in
the
a million
4K
years.
The 4K is the same size, about 700, so it's almost double price.
Yeah, because you can get a like a 70-inch 4K HDR for like 1,300.
I'm honestly, if I were gonna buy something screen related, I'd buy one of the newer computer monitors that they've been coming out with because they have some really cool ones.
Oh, Samsung has a. I can't remember what
Is it
it's
called the
called.
Odyssey
No, but it's like
Wait,
a.
is this a TV or a monitor?
monitor?
It's
Okay.
kind of it's kind of both. So it's I can't remember what it is, but it's like an art display. So you can just upload art, and it looks like an art thing. But then you can turn it into you can play your stuff through it. It looks super cool. Guy I watched for like music creation, he has that over his desk, and sometimes he'll have stuff up there. Other times it's just artwork. Just it looks super cool. I don't know the price or anything on them, or if it's even an advantage. But I'm like, hey, it's wall decor and it's a TV.
Wait, so it's a monitor that you wall mount?
Yeah, you just like wall mounted, and then if you put artwork on it, it just looks like you have like a picture up on the wall. But then you can like you whatever you have it connected to, you can stream through. Whether it's like connected to your PC or put Roku.
If
or
you have one
whatever.
image up there the entire time, imagine the screen burn on that.
I don't know, but yeah, he was talking super highly of it, and I thought it looked cool, but I didn't look into it. Buying.
Well, I
TV
know
for my
one of them
wall.
had the wall. The wall, I think, was a TV they had advertised, where it was pretty much just a giant square with no border or bezels.
Yeah.
Supposed to be like
Okay.
85 inch.
Listen to this. This is it's a Samsung 49-inch Odyssey G9 gaming monitor. It is 240 hertz refresh rate, and it's $1,399. But
So
it's
it's a
curved. It's
40,
curved.
49 inch.
Why would you want a
49
inch
inch. You
monitor?
can get a smaller monitor than that, like a G7, and that's like 799. But dude, it looks so nice.
Why would you want one that big?
Yeah, because that TV right there, I think, is 40 inches.
I guess
I thought the whole point
because
of a
of the
monitor was
curvature of it is it gives you better depth perception, so it makes
It's an
games seem
immersive
more
view?
realistic. Apparently,
Like an
a lot more
immersion.
real. Yeah. So like,
That
but yeah, 49-inch seems a little much. I'm not gonna lie, but I
Yes,
feel
the
like there's
whole point of a
probably some
monitor was to
games
have
that
it
would be
smaller, right?
so cool to play on. Like, imagine playing The Witcher 3 on that,
Or
or
like
like one of those really graphically intensive games.
or a first person game.
Yeah, right. Like, I bet you it'd be so cool.
Yeah,
But
imagine
it's
playing GTA 5 and first person.
oof,
Because I don't know if you've
it's
seen some of the I don't know if you've seen some of the mods, but the graphical resolution for them is just crazy what you can do on a PC.
insane. Yeah, Skyrim has like insane mods for graphics now. Yeah, big
Yeah.
tangent.
so does Minecraft.
But we'll
Yeah, dude, it's
we'll-
crazy. Some of the Minecraft mods are insane.
yeah. We don't want to get too far in depth into to gaming talk. Maybe we'll save that for a future episode. I think
I feel like we haven't talked about games in a while, so we should probably.
I know
save it
that's
for
why
an
we're saving
episode
it.
and
We're
just,
saving it. You know, it's just
nerd
gonna be
out.
like a surprise. Maybe next week we will. Maybe we won't. You just gotta find out. The only way you can find out is by finding out. And doing that requires you to watch the video. So just continue watching.
Yeah.
I think that's probably gonna do it here for us, the Talking Guys, this week. I think we covered quite a few topics. I think all's well that ends well. It was 57 more episodes, and you'll have 2 years worth of content coming at you, and close to 365. We'll get there. You know, you continue watching, continue showing us that you love us. That does make us happy. You know, especially we get to the monetization. You know, we'll get there. You know.
Oh wow.
That makes us
Making
even
the
more
big
happy.
$7 paychecks. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Hey,
And then
7
we'll be
more
like,
bucks.
no, we're not disclosing our income. Okay, we're rich.
Yeah.
People will get all
So-
mad at us, call us out on the Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah. So, like I said,
I can't wait to hang my YouTube plaque right over there.
yeah.
That is an interesting thing. If we were ever to get to that point, would they send us 3 plaques, or would it only come to one of us? Like, I
It
wonder
better
I
be
wonder what
3, and if
happens.
it's only one, it's sitting in my room. So
No.
Anyways.
No.
100%. It's gonna be
Okay.
on my wall.
We'll cut 3 ways.
Can we
It'll
promise
help
that?
more because I'll stream it, and then people are like, "Oh, YouTube, what's your YouTube channel?" And then it'll send more people
Oh,
there.
word. That's
So,
true.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or a better decision, and this will be the last thing we say before we wrap. How about we do something very competitive and skill based, and we'll do a super serious rock paper scissors matchup for who gets to keep it.
So then
okay?
after that, we'll put it on my wall.
Oh, that's some fun.
Guarantee that win. Guarantee.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways, let us know in the comments below what size screen that you're watching us on, whether it's your mobile phone or your monitor, and whether or not 49 inches is a little too big for you. You know, sometimes bigger isn't
Never
always
big.
better. Bigger
Never
isn't
big
always better.
enough,
That's what I've been told my whole life. So.
Oh, okay, jeez.
All right, we'll see you next week at the Talking Guys. This has been 47 episodes. We're getting there.
Yeah.
And
Either
always
way.
remember, like, click, and subscribe. Thanks for watching us yet again, or listening. One or the other. Deuces.
Listening, both.
3 away.
Later.